So you want to be Aran, or Aran. So you want to be the strongest of the legendary heroes who sealed away the Black Mage using their mythical creatures and Maha to do so. Then you've come to the right class. In the beginner tab, we have your Link skill, which will increase the amount of EXP that you get when picking up those orbs when you defeat a certain amount of enemies. I believe it's 50. Your Legion effect, while not like a best in slot, I still like to use it. Just because. But it gives you a 70% chance to heal 8% of your HP. With, it has a cooldown of 10 seconds. So yeah, there's that. You also get combat step. And if you don't have it right clicked, you can see there's no lock there. When you right click it, there's a lock. All it does is if you double tap left or right, you can dash. You can also do so in the air. But when you right click it, you can no longer do so. You have to actually put it on your keyboard to be able to use it. And then we have Return to Rien. Let's see if I can show you the animation here. But basically it just sends you back to Rien. Has a really cool animation where you like slash the air with your polearm to get sent back to town. I love that. Oop. And that's about it for first job. Heroes Echo, you get this on pretty much every class. They have their own like version of it, if anything. But it just gives you and people around you, they don't have to be in your party, a percent attack and magic attack. So moving on to first job, we have Smash Swing. So they actually made it so that this now has what used to be, I think it was Arrow Swing, I think, where you can like air stall with it. You can start doing this from first job. Also, if you're not holding a direction, you will just, stay still. But if you hold a direction, you actually move in that direction. So that's how I was doing that in the air. Just doing left, right attack, like left attack, right attack, and so on. Also, when you attack an enemy while airborne, you maintain your momentum. So, one moment. So, in certain maps, you can pretty much fly across the map. You just do your, do a flash jump and then attack immediately after. And you will just maintain that momentum and go flying across the map. I love training like this. Sadly, it does become not that useful until you start one-shotting with this again. But yeah, I love the early grind of Aran just because you can do this. You just fly across the map as long as you're hitting something. You can see I'm gonna like attack and then not attack, and you like keep that momentum. It's awesome. All right, back to showing the skills. So yeah, that's awesome. Moving on to Final Charge. So you can see that it has a C on it. Skills that have a C mean that they have a command that you can choose to use or not to use. The command for Final Charge is down right or down left, depending on the direction you want to go, and then the attack key. Now, the command, there's a big, what's the word? There's a big buffer. I'll just show you. So if I press down, then right, and then attack, you can see I did not have to press it quickly. It still came out even if I pressed it with a huge gap. So I'm going to do it again. Down, right, attack. Okay, well, okay, that was too big of a gap, but yeah. Down, right, attack. Okay, well, it worked the first time. But all I'm trying to say is you can leave a big gap between the button presses, and it'll still come out. Now, I will say, on the topic of commands, the only skill that I would really say you need to have a command for, or use the command, is Final Toss. Because if you use Final Toss normally, this is how high you go. This is me without the command. However, you get extra height if you do the command for Final Toss. So it's much better to do the command for Final Toss. Everything else, it's a choice. But anyway, going back to Final Charge. So Final Charge also gets an ability where if you're using Beyond Blade, which you get in second job, you'll be stuck in animation. And if you use Final Charge during Beyond Blade's animation, you can cancel out of that animation to move out of the way of an attack or whatever you want to do. But it only works with Beyond Blade. I guess I'll show it later as well. So yeah, Final Toss. Up and attack is the command for it. And like I said, you get a bit more height, or a lot more height, when you use the command. This is your up jump, by the way. I mean, if you couldn't tell by me doing it. And the rest are passive. All reliable. And then there's your booster. And that's it for first job. I kind of already showed the mobbing in first job, but just in case, I'll do it again. Just go to some random map. And yeah, your mobbing is basically going to be just flying around the map. Because probably at level 10 or whatever, like the early levels, you will be strong enough to use Smash Swing to like just fly around the map. But once you get Beyond Blade, you'll see. It is just so much better than using Smash Swing. It's just not as fun, in my opinion. It's not like flying around the map. Alright. Moving on to second job. We have combo ability. And combo ability, well actually let me put the points into all my skills first and then I'll come back to this. Alright, now that I've got the points added in. Combo ability. When you attack an enemy, you start gaining combo. If you're at 0, as you can see, I don't have any combo here. But once I start attacking an enemy, I'll start gaining combo. As long as you have more than one combo, you'll gain combo every 5 seconds, you'll gain 20 combo. When you attack an enemy, depending on the attack, you'll gain a certain amount added onto that combo. Now, they do just call it a combo. Honestly, it's just a number that appears on your screen. Has nothing to do with, like, combo keys or anything like that. But, here, I'll show you what I mean. So once I start the combo, there you go. So now it's going to start going up every, 5 seconds. So if you can notice, Smash Swing only hits twice. So I'm gaining 2 combo. So it's based on lines. If I use Beyond Blade, then it'll go up based on the amount of lines that I'm hitting for. So yeah, that's how that works. Oh, also, for every, what was it, 50 combo stacks, so right now I have, what, 3? So for every 50 combo, you get an extra attack, or you get extra attack and you get movement speed. In third job, you don't have to worry about that. That's the version that I have right now, so in third job, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You have the max attack and max movement speed without needing to combo. Alright, so Beyond Blade. This skill just does damage, but it has 30% extra crit rate on top of whatever you have in your stat window. So actually I have 98, but let me change that real quick. Alright, so now I have 58. So I should have 88% crit rate, which is still very high, but yeah, you can see. I'm not critting all the time, so yeah. So it just adds the 30% on top of whatever crit rate you actually have. Then we have Drain, which is your first toggle. And Drain, when you hit an enemy, will heal you. As long as the toggle's on, you will be healed. Snow Charge is another toggle, so honestly I would recommend just having them both on a single macro, so you can just press this one button, activate both toggles. And what this toggle does is it reduces the enemy's speed and increases your damage when hitting an enemy that has their speed reduced. So yeah, also, there you go, that's what the animations are. And the rest are passive. Now, because, well, actually, no, I'll show the grinding. Alright, so you can choose to keep using Smash Swing to, like, fly around, but as you can see, you're not going to be one-shotting enemies anymore. However, Beyond Blade will. It does a lot more damage. Yeah, you're just going to be jumping around doing this to mob. It's pretty much your mobbing in the second job. Just jump around using Beyond Blade. Now, like I said, you can fly again. It's just You have to be very strong to be able to do that. And like actually get the HP and whatnot. But yeah. That is it for second job. So let's move on to third job. So in third job, like I mentioned before, you get advanced combo ability, which makes it so you don't have to worry about how much your combo says. You get the max attack and movement speed. Yeah. And you also get some extra stats on top of it, like crit damage and attack. But yeah, that's passive. As you level, as long as this is maxed out, this will automatically have a point added. Permafrost. So this is another command skill where you press down and attack. When you press down attack, it summons a big polearm. However, the hitbox is really where the smoke is, so it'll hit like this rectangle here. Very deceptive. You would think maybe it's like way up here, but no. It only hits like around this area. 100% uptime, by the way. And then we have Judgment Draw. Now, I haven't really found a use for this skill other than it can snap to platforms. So let's say I want to go to the left or right platform up here. Let's just say the right platform for now. I can actually use it. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do the command. To snap to the platform, because it like moves you in the direction that you're pressing. And if there's a platform there, it'll snap you to that platform. Just like that. So I haven't really found a use for it, but that is one niche thing about it, that you can like snap to a platform. Also, when it hits an enemy, it launches them in the air. The command for it is up right or up left and then the attack. So once again, up, right, attack. Maha's Blessing is a party skill, so you can increase yourself and your party member's attack by 30, and magic attack, of course. Adrenaline. Once your combo reaches 1,000, you can press Adrenaline, which you can see I have it down here. You can press Adrenaline to enter Adrenaline mode, and you get like this swirl of ice around your character. But if you actually want to use it, you have to use Adrenaline Rush Activate, which is this button right here. And it'll open up the window to use certain skills. And those skills are later on, where it says B. So yeah, skills that say B, you can use them during Adrenaline. That's pretty much... Oh, I should also mention, you get refunded back some of your combo based on how many times you hit enemies. So if you hit no enemies, like I'll show you here. So this is Adrenaline, I just pressed it. There's like a swirl of ice around me. The combo count became an infinity sign. See it right here. And yeah, I'm not hitting anything. So you're going to see the combo goes back to 0. Because the ice hits don't really count towards the refund. And there we go. And then we also get Beyond Blade Mastery, which will make it so that you summon not only the Black Tortoise, but also the Vermilion Bird. So I just call it Turtle and Phoenix. But if you want their actual names, there you go. And it will remember what the last animal you summoned was. So if I use the Black Tortoise, and then I wait a very long time, I could even use other skills in between it. I could do pretty much whatever. And it'll still remember, oh, the Vermilion Bird was next. Also, it gains 60% crit rate. So yeah, just stronger Beyond Blade. Oh, I should also mention, after getting this, you will no longer be knocked back by enemy attacks while using Beyond Blade. And then we have Might, which will make it easier to knock back enemies, give you crit rate, and a bunch of other damaging things. And then High Defense, which is another passive. Knockback Resist, and reduces the damage take while increasing your HP. So let's show some third job mobbing. Alright, so going back to Reverse City here. To show the third job mobbing. Just gonna... Wait, what happened? Oh, okay. You get rid of this effect. Alright, so here's the third job mobbing. mean, it's the same thing as the second job, except now you have this. So now that can watch the middle and top platform for me. There you go. You're just gonna jump around using Beyond Blade. Oh, that's about it, really. Oh, Adrenaline. Right, let me show you what that looks like. Even though I showed you Adrenaline before, I want to show you, like, when you're actually grinding. Let's get to 1,000 combo. Alright, once you're at 1,000 combo, you can use Adrenaline Rush Activate. And you get a nice ice tornado around you. Of course, because I'm attacking, I'm gonna get some combo back. Alright, there we go. Got 300 back. I believe the max you can get back is 500. Let me see. Yeah, so 500. And that is it for third job. Alright, so moving on to fourth job, we have Adrenaline Overload, which will activate Adrenaline Awakening. Now, I'm also going to call this another name, which is Hyper Adrenaline Mode, because when you're in Hyper Adrenaline Mode, you can use Hyper Finishers, which is one of your hypers, and then also later on in fifth job, you get a skill called Adrenaline Surge. This has two versions of it. The version where you're just using it in Adrenaline mode, summons like a ice tornado, or when you're in Hyper Adrenaline, where you summon like a yellow polearm that has an even bigger tornado that does more damage. But let me go ahead and show you how Adrenaline Overload works. So it's the same button as Adrenaline Rush. Once you get to Adrenaline Rush, you'll notice that there's an infinity symbol here. So I'm going to go ahead and activate it. Now with Adrenaline, or with the way that you can tell Hyper Adrenaline's about to activate, or that you can activate it, is that there's like flames that show up in the infinity symbol. Once it's all the way full, after 10 hits, then you can activate it. So you can see down here, the symbol changed. I'm not going to activate it now, because there's something else I want to show. But, yeah, you can see the ice tornado got bigger. But the other thing I wanted to show is actually back in third job, where you can actually hold down and use Adrenaline Rush, and that way you don't have to press Adrenaline Rush again to activate Hyper Adrenaline mode. And if you don't want to hold down and press Adrenaline Rush, you actually just right-click this skill, and when you right-click it, it makes it so that it'll automatically put you into Hyper Adrenaline mode as soon as it's available. So you really have a lot of freedom with it. So again, when you right click it, it'll automatically put you in Hyper Adrenaline as soon as it's available. If you don't have it right clicked, then you either have to activate it yourself by pressing it again, or hold down and press Adrenaline, and that will act just like if you right clicked it. So hopefully I didn't make that confusing. So once again, to activate Hyper Adrenaline, you go into Adrenaline mode, attack an enemy 10 times. Once you hit 10 times, then you can activate Hyper Adrenaline if you want by pressing the button again. If you don't want to press the button again, and you just want it to automatically activate, you can hold down and press Adrenaline Rush, or you can right-click the skill if you don't want to hold down and just have it automatically activate. You can tell it's right-clicked when it has a little C on it. So I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So yeah, I'll show you the C version, which is technically like if you held down and pressed it, but without having to hold down. So here you go. So now once I activate Adrenaline, alright, so here's me activating Adrenaline. Now, once I hit the enemy 10 times, it'll automatically activate Hyper. So there, I didn't press anything, it just automatically activated. And yeah, it'll also activate like that big yellow area you saw. It only lasts 5 seconds, but has a 3-minute cooldown. Unlike normal adrenaline, that has a 90-second cooldown. So you can actually see the cooldown of hyperadrenaline mode with this orange like line going around the I don't even know how to... You can see the orange line. But yeah, it's like around the border of the thing, the button. So I'm actually... I like activating on my own, so I'm just not going to have that right click. Alright, sorry. I've recorded this video before, and I spent a super long time explaining that, and I did it again, but I hopefully explained it better this time. Okay, so moving on to your first finisher attack, we have Hunter's Prey. Now, this can only be used when you're in adrenaline mode. I think any B attack, like it says B on it because, I don't know, burst, I guess? I don't know what the B stands for, but you can only use it in adrenaline mode. The C I mentioned before is the command for it. Let's go ahead and go in adrenaline again. And also I have the button down here. You can see it's grayed out because I'm not in adrenaline. But once I go into adrenaline mode, you see I can use it. And the way that you do it is down, right... Was it? Down, right, down, I think? Down, right, down, or down, left, down, and then attack, yeah. But again, you can just press the button. You don't have to do the command if you don't want to. So here you go. So now I'm in adrenaline mode. You can see it's showing, so I can activate it. And when I press it, it does a lot of damage. You can also hold the skill down. You're actually invincible when holding it down. So if you need it for an iframe, you can do that. But if you just want to do damage, then just press it. It does the same damage no matter if you charge it or not. Charging it is literally just for an iframe. Alright, so moving on, we have Glacial Prison. And this is the class bind. You can press up, down, attack to activate it. And all it does is stuns an enemy for 10 seconds. It's basically just a bind. Maple Warrior increases your not attack speed, jeez. It raises your all stat by 15%. It's a passive. The only reason that you would want to actually use it is if you want to see the animation. Hero's Will. When you use this, it'll get rid of an abnormal status above your head, and then leave you immune to abnormal status for the next 3 seconds. Beyond Blade Mastery. Now it's 100% crit rate, and it ignores enemy defense. Plus, you get to summon the Azure Dragon. So there's the Black Turtle, Vermilion Bird, and there's the Dragon. Ooh, so cool. Oops, you didn't see that. And the rest are passive. Just gonna hover over them so you can see. Notice how you can see all the animations here? Keep that in mind for when I get to 5th job. Alright, so moving on to hyper passives. We have Permafrost. You're not really going to put any points of this, so I'm just going to hover over them, but basically... No, I'm going to explain them too. So you can raise the damage, you can make it hit more enemies, or you can extend duration, but it has a super long duration anyway, so I don't know why you would do this. For finishers, you can increase their damage, or make them ignore more enemy defense. Adrenaline, you can make it last for 5 more seconds. Incredibly important, because without this, you cannot activate this skill. So make sure you have this on if you're going to, you know, mess around with this. You have Beyonder Blade. All 3 of these are Beyond Blade. You can increase the damage, the number of lines it does, or make it ignore enemy defense. So the one that I believe every Aran should probably do is increase the damage of your finishers, increase the duration of Adrenaline, and then all 3 Beyond Blade. Moving on to active hypers, we have Maha's Blessing. When you use it, you're invincible for 2 seconds, and you can even see a barrier here, showing you that you're invincible. Has a cooldown of 1 minute, and then you get your Hyper Finisher. This skill is basically an origin skill at level 160. This is extremely powerful. Has a cooldown of 30 seconds, however, remember that it can only be used in Hyper Adrenaline. And Hyper Adrenaline has a 3-minute cooldown. So really it's a 3-minute cooldown unless they find a way to allow us to use Hyper Adrenaline more often. I don't know. But yeah, very, very powerful skill. And then at, what was it, 190? You get just the usual skill that increases your damage 10% as well as for other heroes in your party. I'm actually not going to show third job training just because it's the same as, or sorry, I'm not going to show fourth job training just because it's the same as third job. So I'm going to move into fifth job skills, which means I can activate this now. So in fifth job, you get Maha's Carnage. Now this normally has a cooldown of 20 seconds. However, if you are not in adrenaline mode, you can activate it every 10 seconds. Because the cooldown gets reduced if you're not in adrenaline mode. However, if you are in adrenaline mode, then yes, it does have a 20-second cooldown. This is amazing for grinding, and it does a lot of damage. And then we have Adrenaline Surge, which is another finisher attack. As you can see, it has like the B, which means you can only use it in adrenaline. The command for it is up, up, attack, or again, you can just press the button. So here's adrenaline, up, up, attack. And you leave like a tornado in the floor. Very cool. Does damage over time. It's great. And then you get Final Beyond Blade. And this will activate after the dragon. So there's the dragon, and here comes the tiger. Now the special thing about the tiger is that you see how you can see the Black Tortoise's animation? So with the tiger, it actually can be cancelled into the tortoise. So you'll actually not see the tortoise for very long because it's being summoned while the tiger's attacking. So it just makes the whole Beyond Blade animation more smooth in terms of how much damage you're outputting, because you don't have to wait for the animation, it just automatically comes out like immediately. Then we get Blizzard Tempest. When you activate this skill, it applies an aura, or there's an aura around you. And any enemies that are near you get like a stack above their head. So I'm going to activate it. And you can see there's a stack. Now if I hit any enemy that has a stack, all the other enemies will also get hit by ice. So I just hit this enemy, bam, they get hit with ice. Like both of them are getting hit by ice, even if I'm only hitting this one. So yeah, this is part of your burst. You're just going to keep attacking, they're going to keep getting hit by ice, and yeah. That's pretty much that skill. It's very, very powerful. And yeah, 90-second cooldown, so amazing. I believe I'm missing something. Nope, I did go over all of them. Alright, cool. So your boost nodes are Beyond Blade, your finishers, and your hyper finisher. Your second your second trio is Smash Swing, Adrenaline Rush, and Final Attack. And because I mentioned it before in the Shade video, I'll mention it here as well. Freud's Wisdom. When you use it, you gain a stack. And each stack, like I just used the first stack, when I use the second stack, I'm not only going to get the 10% cooldown from the first stack, but I'm also going to get the status resist from the second stack. By the time you hit the sixth stack, you're going to have the boss damage, the attack, pretty much everything there. Plus, you're going to be invincible on the sixth stack. The thing about this skill is you have to make sure that you press it before, because you have like a 5-second window to press it again to keep stacking it. If you miss that window, it goes on a cooldown of 240 seconds. So do not miss that window. Make sure you are pressing it. Now, me personally, I always forget to press it, so usually I don't even have it on my keyboard. But it is extremely useful, especially if you're going to use it before a boss fight, like right when you're going in. Just to get the invincibility and the boss damage. But yeah, I guess I'll show you the hyper version of these skills. Oh, actually, let me re-enter the fight because he's probably gonna die soon. Alright, so here we go. So we get to Adrenaline, and then you activate Adrenaline Rush, attack 10 times, and then activate Hyper Adrenaline, and then use your Hyper Finisher, and all your other finisher kind of attacks. So that would look like... Oh, and by the way, the duration doesn't, My goodness! Buff duration as well as using... Ooh, wait. Okay. Ooh, I almost didn't activate it. So buff duration and also using hyper finisher mode or hyper adrenaline mode does not extend adrenaline or anything like that. Like, it has no effect on the duration. I'm actually not 100% sure on that though, because I think I've used hyper adrenaline near when adrenaline was going to deactivate. Like, I had 1 second left on regular adrenaline, but then I used a hyper adrenaline which lasts 5 seconds. So it's kind of like I extended it 5 extra seconds, but then by the time it ran out, yeah, adrenaline still had that 1 second left, and then it also ran out. So I guess they're right. That's essentially everything Aran. I'm sure there's maybe some niche things that I missed, but for the most part, that is Aran. So yeah, I never actually showed the mobbing, so let's go show some mobbing in 4th job or even 5th job while I do my dailies. So because this character's strong enough, I can actually just grind the way that, you know, I find the most fun, which is just flying around. Of course, I can't fly around because I'm getting KS'd by this thing. So I won't have any enemies to, like, fly around with. Ooh, actually. Alright, so... did I already finish? Oh, I didn't finish the daily here. Okay. So, you know what? I'll show the mobbing in the next area. I mean, I'm kind of showing it here, so... I'm just doing my dailies. That really is what this is. The video's over, by the way. I've already explained everything I need to explain. I'm just doing dailies now. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm going to do some bossing after this, actually, so... If you want to see some bossing, stick around, but I assume the bossing is going to be over very quickly. Because Aran is very strong, especially burst-wise. This class has an incredible burst. Very short, but very strong. Alright, that daily's done. Oops, someone's here. And I don't want to cast anybody. Sure. All right. So, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter adrenaline mode. Just to get the Lord of the Deep effect, which is the aura around you. Oh, also, after doing Final Toss, the vertical jump, you can actually flash jump afterwards. So I'm not going to activate Hyper Adrenaline, because I don't need it. But yeah, this is the mobbing. Of course, you can make sure you do this every 10 seconds, because that skill has a very big range to it. And this daily's done. Well, I'm sure you guys don't want to see me do all my dailies, so let's go bossing. Right, I did Hilla, she died way too quickly, so I think I'm actually gonna do... Zakum? You know what, I'm not even gonna switch out of, mobbing. Actually, what I will switch... Oh, I think I'm already in it. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'm not going to switch my link skills or anything. You know what? Yeah, I will switch my hypers. But yeah, no link skill switching. Just gonna keep my EXP links. And I actually have not done CZAC on this class yet. We'll see how it goes. I'm assuming it shouldn't be too hard, though. Maybe. Oh, right, the Beyond Blade canceled. So when in... You know what? There. So, in the middle of the Beyond Blade, I actually used, what do you call it? I'm just going to show you after. My goodness. So I'm not activating Adrenaline, mainly because I just don't want to deal with all the arms being gone. So I'm going to activate Adrenaline now. And then, let's see, let's activate this. Then activate Hyper Adrenaline. And as you can see, yeah, Hyper Adrenaline is incredibly powerful. I didn't even use this. I forgot to use Hunter's Prey. That's just how strong the burst is. I just forget to use it sometimes. Right, so I was going to mention the first job skill, Final Charge. So, oops. As you can see, okay, so I'm going to hold left, okay? I'm holding left and I'm holding down Beyond Blade. I can't move. However, if I were to use Final Charge, in the middle of using Beyond Blade, I can dash. So it really is just to get you to safety. If you do use it that way, though, it goes on a 3-second cooldown. So, wow. I spent all this time and I forgot to mention that. Well, those who watch the whole video will get this information. Otherwise, I'll maybe I'll like pin it or something in the comments. If I remember, I probably won't. Yeah, that's all that does. If you don't cancel it, it has no cooldown, so you can use it as many times as you want. But yeah, in the middle of Beyond Blade, if you use it, then it goes on a 3-minute cooldown. Or, whoa, sorry, 3-second cooldown. Which isn't too bad. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one, and yeah, thank you very much for watching.